In the spirit of the current wave of simulation games, I thought it was time to show you guys a gem back from 1998. The name of the game is Die by the Sword. Fuck yes, that is more metal than jamming a rusty nail up into the arc of my foot. The story is that you're this random Viking-sized knight person whose girlfriend has been stolen away. Not particularly original, but a nice excuse to gut things with your sword. So what exactly is this game, and why do I insist on putting it into the simulator category? Many of today's simulators have their hallmark being that the controls are about as awkward as trying to eat a gherkin through your tear canals. Die by the Sword is no exception. If you have a mouse and a keyboard, which I assume most of you don't, you can choose between these three control schemes: arcade, awkward, and hardcore dancing. The first two ones use only the keyboard. Arcade mode is fairly simple. You use the numpad buttons 1 through 6 to do different high and low strikes, hold down to charge, release to swing. The second one is not quite so simple. Now you get to use all of the numpad buttons, and instead of swinging when you release, you have to press the key corresponding to where you want the sword to go. The third one is the hardest one, but also the one I insist on playing with because it's just that much more immersive. Why? Because I turn about as good at sword fighting in-game as I am in real life, and I can't sword fight in real life. So with hardcore dancing mode enabled, I sat down in my computer to conquer this realm of swinging pointy things. As you can see, I had my work cut out for me. If I could actually cut anything, that is. Unfortunately, it can be incredibly hard to actually hit the smallest enemies, as you often just find yourself doing magnificent sword moves right above their tiny heads. This game was made pre-2000, which can be felt. It was the time before all the oversensitive soccer moms ruined everything with their political correctness. So yes, you can kill people with the severed limbs of their friends. They literally allow you to headbutt someone using the mug of a dead person which you just killed. Or, if you are extra skillful, chop an off of someone without killing them, and then beat them to death with it. Although using the mouse was fun, and the reason I'd even classified this as a simulator, it was simply too difficult for me. So in the end, I went back to arcade mode and tried to play it seriously. I have to say, this game is actually surprisingly good. Although the story is pretty lackluster, everything else about it is just retro fantasy sword fighting goodness. It's also one of those games where certain mobs can be flat out scary even on the lowest difficulty. The orcs with the pig heads not only look and sound intimidating, they can also cleave you a new one in a heartbeat. I fucking hate the orcs. Suffice to say, I am terrible at this game. Strangely enough, however, I appear to be better at fisticuffs when hanging upside down. Or maybe not. But I kid you not, these dungeons are chocked shit full of traps. Sometimes you just walk down a hallway and, oh look, I've been speared. Luckily, this game has a very impressive checkpoint system, not just for its time, but also compared to modern day games. Whenever you finish an encounter, there's a checkpoint. This is good, because otherwise this would very well be the hardest game ever made. At one point, you even get shrunk down to ant size and have to fight enormous goblins all of a sudden. This is, honest to God, the co-op of Viking murder simulators, at least in mouse mode, but I like it a lot. There's also a ton of replayability in the arena mode where you get to pick what you want to fight and where. Add the multiplayer to that and you get to have fun cutting the arms and legs off your friends. Not to forget the amazing soundtrack as well. Have a listen while I beat up some mobs. In the end, I'll have to recommend this one. If you like sword swinging, Scottish accents, and mangling your foes with their own severed limbs, then this is the game for you. I'm giving it a out of